All right, so we're going to be talking about David again today, right? I made a video about him the other day talking about the situation where there was a body found in his Tesla that was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. They got impounded and then people smelled a foul odor coming from it. So the police eventually show up to search the vehicle and they find a body in the front trunk of the Tesla. And at the time that I made that video, details were very scarce on this entire situation. I said in that video, I'm not going to assume that David is guilty. There might be an explanation for it. But as time is going on, as things are developing, as this case moves forward, I don't know, bro. It's starting to look like David might be fucked. So first things first, when we covered this the other day, the only thing that we knew was that it was a female that was found in this Tesla. And we knew that she had a tattoo that said shh across her index finger. Since then, things have developed. We have learned that David apparently shares this same tattoo. He has it on his index finger as well. We've also learned that the body inside of the car actually belonged to a missing 15-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas, right? Now, this girl has been missing since 2024. She was 13 at the time that she went missing. Now, keep in mind, David is currently 20 years old. She is 15. So he would have been 18 when she was 13. And it gets even worse because people are saying that there is evidence that David may have met this girl when she was as young as 11. It's disturbing stuff, but this story is about to get absolutely crazy. So a lot of this research that's being used for this video, I didn't do myself. A lot of this was sourced by other people, found online by other people. But as things come out and more is revealed, it's not looking good for David, right? Aside from him dating a literal child, which already is a giant red flag, the picture is starting to look like David might be guilty. So how did police identify this girl? Well, several days ago, TMZ actually got a tip that the victim of this crime was this Celeste Rivas girl. They reached out to Celeste's mom and her mom told them that she felt like the body that was found in the Tesla might be her daughter. She said that the police description, which included the tattoo on her finger with the letter shh, matched her daughter's. TMZ took that and forwarded it to the investigators that were working on this crime. Later, they came back and said that they had positively identified her. So shortly after that, it was announced by, TMZ that the cops were hunting for a video that was showing this abandoned Tesla at any point in time, right? It was abandoned, like I said, in the Hollywood Hills before it was towed to the impound lot where the body was discovered. And cops were scouring the area for where the car was parked and looking for video that would identify the driver and possibly crack the case. There were multiple people who lived on that block that said that LAPD was sweeping the area and talking with everybody in the neighborhood to try to see if they could track down like a Ring video camera or any type of surveillance video that would show this car and possibly who was operating it before it was abandoned. Apparently, they did get a couple of videos from the neighbors. One of them was a neighbor who called to have the car towed earlier this month. TMZ said that they don't know if the video reveals the driver's identity or not, but after the victim's identity was revealed, obviously people started digging in. They wanted to see if they could find any connection between David and this Celeste girl who had been missing again since early 2024, and it did not take people very long. So one of the first things that we seen was this picture right here getting posted showing David interacting with some kids, the kids holding a brown bag in his hand. TMZ learned that this photo was in Lake Elsinore, California, which is in Riverside County, 70 miles away from downtown Los Angeles where he lived. According to Google Maps, David was standing about 0.3 miles away from the home where Celeste was living with her family before she disappeared back in April of 2024. This placed him about a 6-minute walk away from Celeste's family's home. And the rumor right here is that these kids apparently knew about David and Celeste having a relationship. They knew how old he was. They knew how old she was. And so he came to pay them off so that they would keep silent. Where again, that's the rumor. I don't know if that's true, but more evidence would come out showing a connection between David and this girl. Like this one right here that was apparently posted by one of their mutual friends. They had called this person at 3:51 in the morning. They posted with it and said, Celeste and David never let me sleep or don't let me sleep sleep, right? And this girl has a striking resemblance to Celeste. Obviously, people are saying that's who it is because the friend captioned it with her name right here in it. Okay, so next we seen some leaked text messages apparently between Celeste and one of her friends. I can't confirm if these are legit or not, but I mean, people are saying that it is. So in these messages, you can see that the friend says, I just want to check up on you. And she says, I don't want to talk anymore. The friend says, that's it. She says, yes, of course. The friend says, but you have to swear you're going to stay safe. Are you still going to talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get any more trouble with him. She said, I'm safe. And no, I'm not. Talking about going back with David. The friend said, okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Instagram. And Celeste said, I love you too. And I won't. More messages came out, and I think these were for the ones I just read, but the friend says, I made it. And here they're talking about something that happened while she was, doing it with David. Apparently, she says it can bleed and not bleed during S because you probably did it when you were younger. She replied to a message her friend sent her that said, you don't have to bleed the first time. And Celeste said, I didn't because I was horny. Her friend said, you said you bled. What? Celeste said, I thought I did, but I just got my period. I only bled with David. Her friend said, Celeste responded and said, with Gus, she says, I was just drunk and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not wanting to have S with him. All right. So in those messages, it seemingly confirms that she was, romantically involved with David. All right. Another thing that we seen coming out was this TikTok right here. And the TikTok says, when your card declines at therapy, and they bring in that one Hello Kitty girl you met in 2021. Right. And it's just him falling to the floor. This picture right here was also posted where a girl wearing Hello Kitty Crocs was holding onto this Hello Kitty keychain, and you see it says boyfriend's kitty. This was apparently posted to Celeste's account, and you can see that same Hello Kitty on his pants in this TikTok video. What's crazy is he says that he met her in 2021. In 2021, she would have only been 10 or 11 years old. Now, they also started finding other pictures like this one right here of him laying his head on somebody's shoulder. You can see the girl is covering her face, which Celeste probably would have been doing if she ran away from home. You can see she's got curly hair. So people are saying it kind of matches the characteristics of her. This was posted in December of 2023. Here's another screenshot of them apparently on a Discord call together. You can see her profile right here at the top and him at the bottom. He was on video chat. She wasn't. Also another picture right here with the curly haired girl in the background. Somebody sent this in his Discord and said, hey, who's the girl? And David responded to him and said, you are a fed, which is, highly suspicious. But speaking of his Discord, there was more that came out of his Discord. There was this message right here where David apparently asked his Discord chat if Celeste was in there, and Celeste responded back, hi, David Bark. This was in 2022. So again, she would have been 11 or 12 years old. Speaking of his Discord, there was a lot of stuff in there that is kind of like highly suspicious, right? For example, in this screenshot, people were talking about whether or not he had a girlfriend. You can see this person, Ben, says he has a girlfriend. This person, Billy, says pretty sure he's dating right now. Ben says, yeah, her name is Celeste. This was in 2024, right? Also in 2024, this right here was posted in there. This person, Ponzolo, asked, drop the song, the one with the missing girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, which is her entire name. That's crazy. And this was last year, before any of this was making headlines or anything like that. So it kind of seems like people were aware of what was going on. They were aware of Celeste and David, but also he's asked him to drop a song talking about this missing girl. This song actually has leaked online, and you can see here on the verses, he drops her name, oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest, smell her on my clothes like cigarettes, I hear her voice each time I take a breath, I'm obsessed, oh Celeste. Right, this is crazy. This song apparently was recorded in 2023, meaning that she would have only been 12 years old when this song was recorded. Just absolutely disgusting stuff. Right, now on top of that, people have actually reached out to Celeste's brother on Instagram, or at least allegedly have, and we've seen this message thread getting released online of the conversation that this person had with her brother. In the messages. He says that when he became aware of the relationship between her and David, he went to the authorities. The authorities brushed him off due to lack of evidence, and even says that he believes that David is the one that killed his sister. Absolutely crazy stuff. I'm not going to read each message. Instead, I'm just going to play the video and y'all can pause it and read it at will. There was also a video that came out showing David with a girl that looks like Celeste during this stream. This was apparently the last time anybody saw her alive, according to reports. And so that's what we got. So where does that leave us right now? Well, like I said, it looks like David is absolutely screwed. The police actually just ran down on his house while I was recording this video and started searching it. They were apparently looking for any type of blood evidence that may have been left on the scene. This house was about 500 feet away from where the Tesla was abandoned. Right, we've seen pictures of them bringing stuff outside of the house. I don't know what's in these bags. I don't know what they collected, but it was reported that they were using luminol to try to highlight any blood inside the house, maybe prove that there was a murder scene inside of the house. They showed up at about 3 p.m. yesterday and were at his house until midnight going through everything. As of right now, David hasn't spoken on this situation. He also has not been arrested. Police say that he is cooperating, whatever that means. But the evidence is shocking. It's substantial. There's definitely more than enough to prove the link here. There's the whole age thing going on, which makes this guy a certified weirdo. No doubt about it, but for right now, that's what we got. That's the story. That's the evidence that I've seen online. There may be other stuff that leaked out, but that's what I've seen, and I initially covered it. I was one of the first people to cover it. So I figured I would give y'all an update on everything that's happened at this point, man. Y'all got to let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces.